burp. By the way, I forgot to mention in the season 10 series 10 ranking, that was season 36. It starts off all right, but then it just gets worse and then the story starts to go. Also, Wales me. No, I'm not going to do that. And not to mention the key fundamental thing that Stephen Moffat absolutely neglects is that the Doctor it's just such a this is actually Capaldi's Doctor's worst. I go more into detail about it and more into my opinion in the rank. I go into more of a. I can at least what. And that is the masterpiece. That is Jamie Matheson's. I mean, she's not an overly. I mean, I don't think she's an overly amazing. Yeah. Right. So movie. Now, I'm not sure how many people would actually put this one on their top 5 or top 10, and it's a regard. Yeah, I honestly really enjoy. Yeah, this is easy. As I said in the previous ranking, this is easily the best Christmas special since Voyage of the Damned. Sorry, next to. But the story itself, which he will develop to do, which will be on this list, but later, more on. Stop burping. Okay, before he's the worst villain of series 10. He's the worst. But yeah, and we might need to get away, and I am glad that some of the history. So, yes, and the following episode that actually came, and actually in the order of the series. And funny enough, like with my series 10 ranking, these next 3 episodes. And funny enough, this episode finished as well as the next 2 on this list. And funny enough, with this list and also with my series 10 list, these next. And funny enough, this episode and the next. And they're actually these 3 episodes broadcasted also in. Next up, it's Knock Knock. And number 7. And he might possibly be my favourite guest actor of the Capaldi era. He's definitely got a bit more competition when it comes to series. I think Colin McFarlane. Yeah. I mean, there were some great supporting actors in series 8 and 9 as well, and a few more. And I mean, there were some great supporting actors in all 3 series, but I think David Suchet. But I think after John C. But with the but then David Suchet gets the honor of best supporting character and slash. But doing a really clever and really cool horror story around it. But really, I wonder how much of a producing. I wonder how much. Which is our number 5. Which is my number 5 choice of this list. This was a magnificent. This was a brilliant episode. Matheson's scariest. They are following up from that supposed. I mean, it probably would. I mean, it kind of diminishes the ending of Kill the Moon a little bit, but to be honest, the rest of that story wasn't very good. So I don't mind actually. I mean, even if the ending was the best part of that story, I don't mind the rest of that story being diminished. But even if the ending was the best part of the story, but considering the story it was following up, I don't mind it being diminished. Even though the ending was the best part of that story, but Mummy on the Orient Express is such a great episode. It's a really great atmospheric story, and just really great and really enjoyable. I will say this though, it took them 8 stories to get it. No, just carry on. You can tell Series 9 had the least amount of great episodes when up. You can tell how great Series 10 is by the fact that I've already got 3 stories from. No, 4 stories. You can tell how great Series 10 is by the fact that I've got 5 stories. No, I'll get that to the end. But thankfully, whilst this is probably Toby Whit, and it's great. Again, we split the but yeah, but Under the Lake Before the Flood is a brilliant episode. It's a shame Toby Murphy, but yeah. And so this one is as mentioned, my favourite Series 8, and the visual effects that they used on this. Did Douglas McKinnon do the Lake two-parter? I'm not quite sure. If he did, that was great. But if not, well, whoever did that one did a really great job there. Yeah, Clara could be a bit annoying when she does does this. But you know what? Every single time he's written for the show, as mentioned, as you would have noticed from earlier when I had my trilogy quadology of Series 4 episode. 3 of them are actually in. So we had Mysterio and then Time and the. But yeah. Although it does kind of get a bit more mixed up, although there's more mix, although the list, but it's still, yeah, and it was kind of, I mean, then getting a bit more mature for Husbands of Revenge and help these humans avoid. This is also probably and all that whatever Moffat was trying. In fact, I might even take. I might review Masterful at some point. I'm gonna listen to it again first. It's getting over the death of one, and whilst it should have been exciting, wasn't really. Although he doesn't stop being, not that he doesn't stop being, not that he go. This is still his best performances. This is still his best before, but that being maybe also Tom Bay, but I think Capaldi is definitely the one who could achieve. But Capaldi definitely is probably the. But the whole stuff with the hybrid doesn't work. But the whole stuff with the hybrid. So it is kind of, it does, and just experience it as Capaldi doing his and if you're so yeah, good story to be like. Well, better than good actually, which I've said. Numbers 8, 7, and 6 are all from numbers 8, 7, and 6 are from Series 10, or number 4 was season 39, and that's the only 2-parter on this list, by the way. Oh no, and that's in the Under the Lake one, and that and my number, and that's an Under the Lake Before the Flood are the only 2-parters on this list. And I should cut that. It's supposed to go in the bin. And kind of turning into a bit of a parody of the 11th Doctor, as Dimmy Looming put it in one of their videos. And as Dimmy Looming I suppose it was trying to reinforce his more serious parts in that speech, but then there was that weird bit. He got there. He was definitely certainly more. And then I'll do the class review. Thin Ice. We had that great, and there was in fact I don't even went as back as far. In fact, that when he. So yeah, he was. And not in a silly goofing off way like the 11th Doctor did sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. That's one of the only few times I'm going to admit the 11th Doctor was a goofy. But yeah, so yeah, plus the class cameo. It's just a shame that it was just one. But I think Chris Chibnall would have done Capaldi justice with the scripts, at least with the character. But I think Chris Chibnall would have. But I think the 12th Doctor would have been great in Series 11. But yeah, thank you, Peter Capaldi, for being the 12th Doctor. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anyone in between. So, ladies, gentlemen, and identify as other, or revisitation reviews in the Series 10 cases. We're on the home stretch now as we arrive at our final and Jodie Whittaker, who will be the with Series 11 episode. Yay! Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the Nicholas Payne bonus content YouTube channel.